Tia Clayton, one of the most talked about young Jamaican sprinter currently. She made it through the national trials. She qualified for the Olympic Games. She made it through the rounds and into the Olympic 100 meter finals. And even though she did not get the result that we were looking for, she didn't perform at her best in that 100 meter final. It doesn't end there for Tia Clayton. Currently what we are seeing, Tia Clayton looks like another masterpiece out of the MVP camp. The work of Stephen Francis on display right now. Currently, we might be seeing the emergence of another sprinter, maybe someone who can be comparable to a Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce in the future. Think about it. Tia Clayton is just 19 years old and she made it to her first Olympics. She qualified for her first Olympic game and she also made it into the final, which means she would have beaten some of the best in the world this year. Outside of that, we saw her on the circuit right after the Olympic Games. Seasoned sprinters right after the Olympic Games. So many people like myself believe that it's another emergence of a Jamaican who in the near future could become a world beater. Now, the beauty about all of this is that there's this thing about the MVP camp where it's usually like 2 or 3 main athletes that Stephen Francis has on the circuit each year from time to time. Think about it. We had Elaine Thompson here and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. When Shelly-Ann left, she was replaced with Shericka Jackson. Now we had Elaine and Shericka in the camp. Elaine has moved on and is doing things differently somewhere else. So right now we are seeing Stephen Francis moving somebody else into the picture. And it appears to be Tia Clayton. Now we know that her sister is out there also, another brilliant talent out of Jamaica. But as far as things are going right now, Tia is in the lead and she's doing extremely well as a rookie sprinter on the circuit. Next year, I'm looking forward to what Tia is going to bring to the table. I personally think that Stephen Francis and the MVP will bring her to a level that she will be good enough to compete with the best in the world. And I'm not talking about those athletes who pop up from time to time in a season and run some good times. I'm talking about the big names in the game. We're talking about the Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the Sha'Carri Richardson, the Shericka Jackson. I think that Tia Clayton will soon be at the level that these athletes will have to watch out for her. They will have to fear her. They cannot take her lightly and cannot view her anymore as a rookie sprinter. Currently, she's holding her own pretty well. She's doing extremely well for her second season going pro. That's just the magic of the MVP track and field club with Stephen Francis. Whenever Tia crosses over into the 10-7 region, she will be good enough to take on any one of these big names that I've mentioned before. Julian Alfred, Sha'Carri, Shericka, Shelly-Ann, Elaine, any one of those big names. Once she gets over into those 10-7 region, I'm expecting some really special performance for her. And as I've stated, it could be next year that we are seeing some of these better times. We'll probably be seeing some low 10.8s at first, then she will transition over into the 10-7 region, and once it goes there, she's going to be a pretty interesting athlete to watch. Now we know that her sister is on her shoulder and there should be some level of rivalry, and I think that's going to be good for their development, because Tina, who has been the most dominant in the recent times, will not sit by and just allow her sister to come out of the blue and to take over and to take all of the spotlight and to take all of the glory. She's still going to want to show that, hey, listen, I was here before and I was doing it, so I'm still going to be doing my thing, so you have to watch out for me. So this should be a very interesting matchup between these two sisters, and of course it will translate into a wider extent where they'll be taking on Shericka Jackson and the more experienced Jamaican sprinters, and by extension the other sprinters right across the globe. But as we are looking at it, Tia is really moving into a position where she soon could be bringing Jamaica some serious glory moments, and we're looking forward for that. Jamaica is known for her dominance in the sprint. Shelly and Sherika and Elaine will be moving out in just a matter of time, so Tia Clayton will be at the place to step up and to take over from these Jamaican powerhouse sprinters.